Hello everyone, how are you doing today? I'm back with another video, and in today's video we have an HP laptop here. This one is an HP 15 CW in series, and the exact model is a CW0009 model. But this method, what I'm going to show you guys today, is applied for any CW series laptop. And in this video I'm going to show you guys how to replace your keyboard, just the keyboard without the armrest, palm rest, or anything like that. You can purchase the keyboard only. For example, this laptop, they drop a soda on top and the keyboard is not working. I have checked the motherboard and everything is fine except the keyboard, and there is still some water substance right over here. I know you can see it on the video. Alright, in this video I'm going to show you guys. First, you need the keyboard. I'll leave the link in the description for a few keyboard. Doesn't matter, this is the same size keyboard. It goes from the underneath because they call this a mesh keyboard. So they go from underneath and they have some patches that you need to melt over. So get a new keyboard, and the tools that you're going to be needing are some screwdriver set. I always recommend you guys to grab a good screwdriver set that will last you long. The one I use is the UFIXTek screwdriver set. They come in a pro version or simple version, which are these ones. Aluminum made handle, really nicely. It fits really nice in the hand. The bits are S2 class steel. We're gonna be using a Phillips #1 and a Phillips 00. And for the opening tool, you can get the pro set of this screwdriver set. They will include an opening tool and some tweezers, or you can just simply grab a guitar pick, a metallic guitar pick, which is really suitable to do this job. You will need workshop towels. You will need an alcohol, isopropylic alcohol, just in case, for cleaning some liquid or something like that you drop. And obviously you need your keyboard. Alright, to start it, on the bottom of the laptop you're gonna see 3 screws on the front end. These are triple or double zero Phillips. Go ahead and remove these 3 screws. Alright, and there are a few hidden screws. You need to remove the back leg, rubber legs right here. And on one of them, there's only one screw, which is Phillips #1. On the other side, there's 2 screws where the RJ45 internet cable goes. On this side, there's 2 screws. So on one of them, you will see 1 screw. On the other side, the screws are the same size. The black ones and the chrome ones are the same size. And on the bottom front rubber legs, there's nothing absolutely down here. So you don't have to worry, there's nothing in here and nothing over on this side. So you don't need to lift up this end. Alright, once you remove the screws, you need to grab your guitar pick, your opening tool, and you want to start from the front end of the laptop right by the screw set, and you want to just twist it around, just go around, twist it gently, and you want to hear those clicks. And there we go. Do one more right over here, right over there. You see now it's opening up. Do the same thing on the sides. Be gentle. Go all the way to the back corner. Same thing on this side. Go all the way to the back corner. Once you did the side, the front, do the back hinge side. To the grill and wiggle around, wobble around, and it should get loose. So that's the bottom cover. Go ahead and clean it up. You see here, there's some water spot right over here, and this is like a soda, so you can't just clean it up not with whatever towel. You need some alcohol to neutralize the liquid which is right there, and you can clean it up nicely. Alright, now down here, we're gonna clean up as much as we can. But first thing first, we're gonna remove the battery. To remove the battery, remove the 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. Alright, now lift up the battery and pull it out. Remove the hard drive by removing this trigger upward. put your finger underneath and just lift it up 90 degrees up and slide out the cable. Remove 2 screws, one on here, one on here. Okay, and now you can lift it up here and pull it out. You can see this side, it does have some liquid by the hard drive too. So put this one to one side. I'm gonna clean up everything. We're gonna remove the SSD drive M.2 by removing one screw right over there. And pull it up and slide it out. Remove this card, SD card reader on the side by removing 0 screws. Just unhook the cable right over here, pull it up, remove the cable, and lift up the jack. Also clean it up. You can also use an old toothbrush to clean it. We're gonna disconnect the cable for the keyboard. Just pull it out, lift up the one on the side. You have to lift up this white trackpad. It is really sticky because of water. Remove the Wi-Fi cable, just pulling cable upward. Remove this flex cable here, untangle that, slide it out, remove the tiny black screw right over here, one black screw right over here, and one chrome screw right at the back. Put this one right on the side, put this one beside the screw so you know this one goes with that. Now we're gonna remove the motherboard. To remove the motherboard, go ahead and remove the flex cable for the LCD, lift up the jack, pull it out, untangle, remove this tape, grab some tweezers, curved one, a straight one, pull beside this connector on the speaker and pull it back so you can release this cable right there. Next, we're gonna remove the fan by removing 3 screws that touches the fan. 1, 2, 3. Lift up the fan, unhook the fan jack by sliding back the jack. Put the fan on one side, clean it up. Now we can go ahead and remove the motherboard by removing 1 screw from by the Wi-Fi cable jack right there. One right beside the battery. One on the other side of the battery connector. One chrome one at the bottom. And one black one by the hinges, a chrome one by the hinges, and one by the RAM right here is a chrome one too, by the LCD cable right here. Right, once you remove all these screws, you can simply go ahead and lift up. Oh, you gotta untangle the cable for the power jack, just untangle it from there and pull the cable out. Go ahead and lift up the motherboard, pull it out. So there's your motherboard. And again, lots of stickiness here. You gotta remove the speaker off here. So remove 1 screw right there. You gotta remove 2 screws for the hinges because the hinges are pinching down on the speaker right there. Go ahead and pick up the hinge and lift it up so you can let go of the speaker. Untangle the Wi-Fi cable right there. Untangle the power jack right over there, and we're gonna remove the speaker cable from here, untangle it right there, pull it out. Same thing on this side. Remove the 2 black screws on the hinge, lift up the hinge, and lift up the speaker. So these are the speakers. Put them on one side. Now, once we lift up this one, you can go ahead and lift up the bottom palm rest, scoop it out, so you can separate the palm rest from the screen. Now, put the screen to one side. Now, this is the keyboard and the rest. So we're gonna remove this protective plastic on top here. We don't wanna rip it out because we're gonna use it. You can rip it out and you can wash it out. Also, you need to remove this screw. What is this one here? This is for Kansik, whatever lock you call that, Kansik stone, whatever it is. Remove 2 screws right here. This one is not necessary, but just remove it. So you can remove this cover right here. Go ahead and wash this one up if you have soda all over it. Now the keyboard is right under this metal cover right here. The metal cover comes all around, goes here. Go ahead and remove up this jack by putting a tweezer right here and lifting it up. You can go ahead and unhook this side up, remove that one over there. To remove the keyboard, we gotta break down on the patches, on the black rivets that come from the case to this side. So we gotta find a spatula or something to cut down this black head plastic that's are melted. To do this one, I use this tool. I'm gonna try to find the link for this one. I often sharpen it up. So it's really tough, and you can sharpen it up. And with this one, I can go and just knock these ones out. But it's gonna hurt my hand. So what I do, grab a towel here, just double it, pinch it there, so that way I have a nice support there. Then what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna grab it, and I think I didn't sharpen it up enough, so I knock down one head. There you go. These are the plastic, you can avoid them. You have to knock them out one by one. Go ahead, knock all of them, everything that comes through this metal sheet, you want to knock the heads out. I'm going to fast forward this part. Alright, now that I removed most of them, I don't see any of them, just going to grab it from one corner. Going to lift it up evenly, make sure I don't bend it over. You don't want to bend this one, you just want to lift it up. Oh, there's lots of liquid underneath. And if there's one or two rivets that they're not loose enough, it's just gonna pop open. Just remove it. And Jesus, it is lots of Coke or soda here. I'm gonna go ahead and wash up this one. And this is your old keyboard. Now this is the old keyboard. If you wanna be gentle on it, again there's tiny rivets here. You wanna go ahead and knock these ones out too. Or simply do what I do, because this keyboard is not going to work anyway. So grab it from this side and pull it up in 45-degree angle, and it's simply going to knock the head out of those ones. Just grab the big ones. Over here, there's one big huge rivet. Just knock these ones out, just hit them. There's one right there and one right there. And that's it. Now we can go ahead and pull this one up. There we go. Now this is nice and deformed new keyboard. Alright, so we're gonna put this keyboard to a trash. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up my work area and clean up all this liquid that is in here, and I'll be back. Now that we clean up the top part, the palm rest, this is just pure plastic. You can even wash it up later for dry with a hair dryer or something on the sun. So if you want to do it, go ahead do it. Do not bust these tiny plastics here. Do not go ahead and cutting these tiny pins. You're gonna be using them. And you want to grab the new keyboard. Make sure the L shape, the enter shape, everything is nicely in a correct position. Bring it over and set it down. Now remember, this hinges right here, it goes right underneath, it works fine there, but in the front I need to cut this one out. There's one or two I need to cut or make them fit. Everything is fine, double check everything. The pen, that's fine right there. So I need to only loosen up this one here. As we pulled the old keyboard, this one didn't cut the head off nicely. Now we have this one in here, but this one is not sitting, so you want to push them down. Some of the pins are going to do click. That's what you want to hear, those tiny clicking. Make sure everything is in place, nice and click. Now I'm going to show you, if you don't patch these ones down, the keyboard is going to be really under the mesh. It's going to look really soft. It's not going to pop pop from this side out. So if you want to feel that pop failing, so what we need to do is grab a soldering iron and we're gonna hold it down. You can grab a space bar from the old keyboard to use it as an extra plastic to melt down, because it's the same type of plastic. So we can use this one to melt, grab some plastic from here with a soldering tip, and we just melt on the points here so you can reach them and you can just pinch them down. So what I'm gonna do first, because I can see the pens in here, it actually shows up on this side, so I'm just gonna heat it up and just cool it down quickly. With my other finger I'm just pushing this in so I can just get a pop from this side nicely on the top, so we can patch it down. You need to do some patching here, and you can thank HP to do this type of keyboard. As if you get a MacBook to change the keyboard on a Mac, instead of doing this plastic garbage, they have a tiny screws that you can screw them in, so you don't need to do all this. Grab this top cover that you cleaned up and make sure those big patches that we getting right there, bring it the other way around. So it's gonna be like this. This one has a tiny screw that holds it in place, so well, I'm gonna grab it like that. Make sure I know which one I'm heating up. And let's see what else we got here. Alright, we're pretty much done here. Now we patched it down. You look at it, perfectly fine. All the they have the same height, so it looks pretty okay. I don't see any bumps or dumps or anything like that. Alright, once we're done with this one here, now we're gonna work backward and we're gonna put everything back together. I forgot that I need to wash up my protective because this one still has some stuff on it, so I'm gonna go clean it up nicely. We clean up the top part, the protective sheet right here. We're gonna bring it over, we're gonna sit it down right there. Now first thing first, let's put this lock right here. And this lock was right on this side. I'm looking at it the other way around, so let's put it back this way. And let's put the screw for this one. I did remove the touchpad or trackpad. You do not need to remove it if you did not spill anything over. And I didn't show you guys how I removed it. It's just few tiny screws and that's it. It was like this. So you want to align it right on top. Now bring it down right there. It is like a screws. They're really flat, tiny screws. And the bracket for the metal bracket in here. This bracket goes right over here. The other way around. And these ones are Phillips number 1. Now we have the trackpad in place. Line again this one right over here. Alright, first we're gonna start by putting up the speakers. Grab the speaker on this side, put it nicely in place, make sure it fits right there. We're gonna grab the motherboard, we're gonna bring it over in 45-degree angle, and we're gonna put this side, the I/O side down, the audio jack in, and set it down right on the place. Grab the fan, connect the fan jack in first, and put it right on top. Go ahead and put the screws for the motherboard, the black tiny ones and the chrome ones. Okay, the black tiny one goes right over there, there, and there. The chrome one, it starts from the audio jack right over there. One right beside the USB-C, and one right by the HDMI cable, HDMI contact, and one right on the beside the speaker right there. Put the 3 screw for the fan. And there. Connect the speaker cable, slide it in place so you don't forget that one. Grab the power jack, put it in place, just punch it right through where you removed it. Run the cable, go all around the speaker cable right there, the speaker, just like that. Go back and forward, just like that. Put the 3 screws for the speaker. There we remove, before we put that one in there, well, let's go and put it. I believe this was for the speaker right here. One chrome one at the back here. No, this wasn't a chrome one, this was a black screw for the hinge. The chrome one goes right over here. Alright, now go ahead and connect this power jack. Slide it right underneath, right there. Grab the extra USB and just set it down in there. Put the screws for this one. There should be 2 tiny black screws. I believe let's go ahead and remove this one. This one was for the USB for this one. And this chrome one was for this one. So there should be 2 tiny black and 1 chrome one. And let's grab the bottom screen. Put the screen right underneath. Scoop it right under the hinges. Bring it over. And we're gonna lock down the hinge. Once we close the hinge, now we can put the 2 screws right here, the black one right there, where there's a tiny arrow on the hinge, and the one right here, there's a tiny arrow. Alright, put the chrome screw right over here, and grab the 2 screws for the other hinge, close it down, there's a tiny arrow which it says right over there. Tighten it up nicely. Second screw goes right over here. So yeah, once you got this one here, grab this cable here, clean it up, make sure there's no liquid or anything on the pins. Open up the lock for the trackpad, slide it right underneath, and lock it down. Bring this one up. And slide the keyboard under the jack and lock it down. Okay, let's see, this one has to be like that, but I do need to put, you can overlap and just keep them down like this. Nothing's gonna happen. It's gonna be under the battery, so these are flex cable, they're flexible. You want to just hold them there. In a second we're gonna fix those. Slide down this flex cable for extra port, lock it in place. It can go over or under the cable, doesn't matter, just leave it there. Make sure the pins don't have any liquid in them, double check the pins. Run the Wi-Fi cable, just tangle it around this one here and just snap it right in there. Grab the flex cable for the LCD, bring it over, lock it in there. Grab the SSD drive, in a 45-degree angle, bring it in there all the way towards the jack, towards the motherboard, and put the tiny screw on top. Grab the battery, make sure this cable underneath sit right there. Align the contact for the battery and press it down. And the contact, everything else is going to be, there's no screw going here, so that's safe. Put the chrome screws for the battery. Okay. And also you need to put this one in here. This one goes down on the hinge first, and then just set it down. There should be a screw here holding this one, but I'm missing a screw right here. There should be a screw right here, but I'm missing. I don't know if I open it and I didn't put it back in. So there should be one black tiny screw right there. So I'm gonna go through my box. I'm gonna find a tiny screw, and we're gonna place it right there. Okay, I found a tiny black screw, and we're gonna lock it down. So we have a screw right there too. So you have to remove this screw. There's a one tiny one right over here. Okay, grab the hard drive, put down the silicon side down, put the 2 screws for the caddy to hold it in place. I usually don't like, for testing purposes, I don't like to connect the hard drive in here until I finish testing it out, because it's a mechanical hard drive. I don't want the actuators to just go up and down. To connect it, to just slide it down there and then lock it in place. For now, I'm gonna just leave it loose. All right, once we have everything in there connected, the rest of the screws are from external. We're just gonna grab it, simply put it on top, and we're gonna pinch it real hard on the front, sides, back, everything. Once you pinch it real hard, you can even grab it, open it up, and pinch them by your hand. And the last thing would be to put the bottom screws on in here and ready to go. When you remove the battery and you put the battery back in, it's gonna boot up, and it's gonna be on the black screen for 5 to 10 seconds. It's gonna restart, it's gonna power up, power on, and then you wait a little bit. It's gonna give you a CMOS battery. It's been reset to default. Press enter and it's gonna restart, and it should go back again inside the Windows with no issue. The screen flickers because of the camera, but it is working fine, and the icon is working. Everything is back to order. We're gonna test up the keyboard, and we should be set to go. Alright guys, I hope you guys liked this video and helped you guys out to do your own keyboard replacement. And if it did, please click the like button. And if you have any question or requests, leave them in the comment area, and I'll try to answer them as soon as I can. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.